afternoon, you all. I hope you're all well. Hope you all had a lovely, lovely Easter. First of all, I just want to apologise about my April Fools on my Facebook page. We are not finishing trading. We are carrying on. It was an April Fool's joke, but some people got a bit upset about it, which is understandable. So I do apologise about that, but we are not closing. We are still trading. Anyway, I am just going to do a video about my wax and putties, as I keep getting asked about what is it best. Is it best to use the wax or is it best to use the putty? Now, my personal preference is still my wax. I do like the putty as well, but I just like the wax too, but I do use both. So I thought that I would come on and do another video, updated video on how to use both. So with the wax, yours will come in a bigger tin than this, unless we order little ones. You get your pen like that and you scrape it in. It's a scraping action, and you keep scraping it in, and then you get that on. You mould it in on your pen. You take the excess off, round the edges off. If it's sticky, you can always wipe it with baby wipes, but just take the excess off. Push it in again, and then on a hard surface, push down hard, and then take the excess off, and then away you go with your putties. And I will show you. So I'm not going to put these in a tray. So, and away you go. And can you hear that pop? And as you can see, you do get carriers. I should put some in the tray. And away you go. If you get a bit of residue, which you shouldn't do, you can just wipe it off. If you find the beads aren't coming out and it's too stuck in and the beads are not coming off, you may have overfilled your pen. So just take some out and just keep daubing it onto an old bead. So that's how you use the putty, the wax, in the single placer. With the multiplacer, you scrape it in again. This is a bit harder because of thingy. You scrape it in, and then you just run your finger along. So you run it along the edge inside. Take off the excess again. Just take it all off, and again on a hard surface, just push down on a hard surface, and away you go. And that's all you do with the multiplacers. Okay, so that is my wax. If your wax ends up like this, which is rather scraped, put a hairdryer on it, melt it back down, leave it on a flat surface, and then that'll go flat again. If it goes too soft, like in the summer, or if it's been near a heat, then just place it in the fridge and that'll go nice and hard again. Okay, so that's how you use the waxes. The putty is softer. This is my putty. Your putty won't come like this. This is all mixed. So your putty won't come like this. But with the putty, this is, like I said, softer, so it's more stickier. Mr. Magpie is doing my camera for me. You push it in, pull it up. Oh, we're making a mess of this. Pull it up, mould it. No, hang on a minute. That's because I've just sorted my. Oh, that's fine. I've messed my pen up. So you push it in. You can, and then you get a bit in, and then pull it up. So you get a bit on your pen, and then, right, so yeah, so you put your putty in the pen, and then again on a hard surface, I just push down, that's just a habit, on a hard surface, and then again I take the excess off. So I just go around the edge and make sure that there's no putty left. I will put some beads in, and then what you do is I do a couple of beads, just do a couple of beads at a time, and then just check to make sure no putty has come off around the edges. If the putty does come off around the edge, it can go stringy. Lots of people have said that that doesn't happen with this. As you can see, it's not really happening. So, and then away you go. It just depends on what sort of putty, like what you like, whether you like the wax. See now, if you see that, that's little bits come out like that. So I just wipe that away. If it does get a little bit stringy, just take the little bits off, and then just push it back in again. Just take it off, push it back in, and then away you go again. It's just once it gets pushed into the pen. This does last a long while. The same with the wax. I just prefer, I don't know what I prefer. People keep asking me. So you can see a little bit coming off around the edge again. So that will do settle after a while, and then you don't have to keep doing it. Once it gets pushed in, then you don't have to keep doing it. But I do keep getting asked, what do I prefer? I don't know. I use both. I still like my wax, but it's what I have got used to. So it just depending on whether you want something hard to use or whether you want something softer to use. Going from the silicone wax, what you get with the kits, to the harder wax, that can be a bit more complicated to use. So going from the silicone to the putty can be easier to use. People who've been using my first set of tins that I had 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago when I started making them, they're still using the wax tins, and they're still using the same wax, and it still smells really nice. Obviously with the putty's not going to last so long as the wax, because once you've dug it in, you can flatten it out again, but that won't last as long as the wax. So it just depends on what you like, whether you want something that lasts longer or not, and it's just preferences really, what you like and what you can get on with. Some people find that they don't get on with the wax. Some people find that they don't get on with the putty, but they can get on with the wax okay. So it just all depends on what you like. But anyway, I hope this helps, like how to use the waxes and the putties. And I'm going to leave it there, and you never know, I might be on again to do some tips and tricks, because I've got some up my sleeve. So I'm going to say, I hope you all had a beautiful, wonderful Easter, and may all your dreams and wishes come true, because mine have. Love, Mrs. Magpie.